Imagine the heart-wrenching moment when families finally get closure through the return of loved ones' remains. Yet amidst this sorrow, geopolitical tensions simmer, threatening to derail fragile peace efforts. But here's where it gets controversial. The fate of a crucial border crossing hangs in the balance, sparking debates over humanitarian aid and political leverage. Dive in as we unpack the latest developments in the Israel-Hamas conflict, breaking down the complexities step by step for easy understanding. In a somber update from Tel Aviv, Israeli officials confirmed the identities of 2 hostages whose bodies were returned on Sunday morning, following their handover to the Red Cross the previous evening. These individuals were Ronen Engel, a devoted father of 3 hailing from kibbutz near Oz, and Sonthaya Oakkharasri, a Thai worker in agriculture who tragically lost his life at kibbutz Be'eri. Both are believed to have perished during the brutal October 7th assault, with their remains subsequently taken into Gaza. Notably, Engel's wife, Karina, along with 2 of their 3 children, had been abducted but were fortunately freed during a ceasefire last November. Shifting gears to broader implications, Israel's government, led by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, announced that the vital Rafah border crossing, connecting Gaza to Egypt, will remain shut until further notice. This decision hinges on Hamas's compliance with ceasefire obligations, particularly the full return of the bodies of all 28 confirmed deceased hostages. So far, Hamas has delivered 13 sets of remains, of which 12 have been verified as belonging to hostages, while 1 turned out not to be. This handover, alongside the influx of aid into Gaza and plans for governing the war-torn region, forms the backbone of the October 10th ceasefire, aimed at halting nearly 2 years of relentless conflict. And this is the part most people miss. The Rafah crossing isn't just any border point. It's the sole gateway not under Israeli control prior to the war. For context, think of it as a lifeline for Palestinians needing to access medical care, visit family, or simply travel beyond Gaza's confines, where hundreds of thousands have ties to Egypt. Closed since Israel seized the Gaza side in May 2024, a full reopening could significantly ease these daily struggles. On Sunday, the Palestinian Authority's Interior Ministry in Ramallah outlined new protocols for crossings. For Palestinians exiting Gaza, embassy staff from Cairo will issue temporary travel documents at the site to facilitate entry into Egypt. Conversely, those entering Gaza must first apply for the necessary paperwork at the embassy in Cairo. The human cost of this prolonged war remains staggering. According to Gaza's health ministry, which operates under Hamas administration, over 68,000 Palestinians have lost their lives, a figure endorsed as a trustworthy estimate by United Nations bodies and numerous independent analysts. Israel contests these numbers without offering its own comprehensive count, highlighting a contentious debate over casualty figures. Adding to the tragedy, the Red Cross reports thousands still unaccounted for. On the other side, Hamas-led militants' October 7th onslaught claimed about 1,200 lives, predominantly civilians, and led to the abduction of 251 individuals, igniting the cycle of violence. Now, tensions are escalating as both sides point fingers over ceasefire breaches. Israel reported an incident on Sunday where Hamas militants fired at troops in Rafah's southern areas. Within Israeli-controlled zones along the agreed demarcation lines, no casualties were mentioned. Hamas and Israel continue to trade accusations of undermining this delicate truce, setting the stage for potential flare-ups. Meanwhile, progress on a second phase of negotiations has sparked intrigue, courtesy of a proposal from U.S. President Donald Trump. Hamas confirmed on Sunday that discussions with mediators have kicked off, emphasizing the need for broad national agreement. Spokesman Hazem Qassem stressed that this phase involves solidifying positions, with key elements, including the disarmament of Hamas and the creation of an internationally supported governing body for Gaza. Yet, Qasem firmly stated that Hamas won't participate in ruling post-war Gaza, insisting that current Hamas-affiliated agencies are merely maintaining essential services to prevent a dangerous vacuum, until a unified administrative committee, comprised of Palestinian experts, can be formed. But here's where it gets controversial. Hamas vehemently denied a U.S. State Department allegation of plotting an imminent attack on Gaza residents, labeling it as baseless claims. The State Department had warned that such an action would gravely breach the ceasefire and jeopardize mediation gains. In response, Hamas accused Israel of backing armed factions in Israeli-occupied zones, urging the U.S. to compel Israel to halt this support and eliminate safe havens for these groups. This comes amid reports of Hamas fighters confronting at least 2 such groups in eastern Gaza City, accused of looting aid and collaborating with Israel, resulting in public executions that have drawn widespread condemnation as extrajudicial killings. Gaza's Interior Ministry, under Hamas leadership, claims its forces are restoring order in areas vacated by Israeli troops post-ceasefire, a move that raises eyebrows about internal power dynamics and law enforcement in a divided territory. Magdi contributed reporting from Cairo. As we reflect on these unfolding events, one can't help but wonder, is the Rafah closure a necessary bargaining chip or an unjust barrier to aid? Does Hamas's rejection of U.S. claims reveal deeper truths, or is it a deflection tactic? And what might happen if the second phase stalls? Could it lead to renewed conflict, or a path to lasting peace? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you side with Israel's stance on the crossing, or does Hamas's defense resonate with you? Let's discuss and debate openly.